Hello and welcome to another episode of Bhakti Yoga Talkshow. I'm your host Ian Su.
I'm your co-host, Lizelle.
And I'm Jai Govindadas.
Yeah. Little bit about Jaya Govindadas. He is the ISKCON Vancouver president. He was for 20 years and he devoted his whole life in this devotional service. And actually I met him in the swimming pool. So he's also a very athletic person into many kinds of sports, and he swims very fast too.
Formerly, I was very athletic.
So in today's episode, we want to focus on the very important aspect of Bhakti Yoga, which is chanting. So could you tell us a little bit about Hare Krishna chanting?
The Hare Krishna mantra is a very powerful mantra. Mantra is derived from two words, man, meaning mind, and tra, to deliver. And different sound vibrations have different effects, but this chanting of Hare Krishna, three words, Hare, Krishna, and Ram, this is a transcendental sound. And the transcendental sound is actually coming from the spiritual realm, the transcendental realm. And when we chant the names of Krishna, or we chant this mantra, we're actually come in contact with Krishna. He's actually present. Unlike a material sound, water for instance, we don't derive any satisfaction or a quench of thirst by chanting water. But when we chant a transcendental spiritual sound, then we actually come in contact with the spiritual realm.
I chant Donald Trump sometimes. Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
There's a lot of Donald Trump chanting going on, but it's not benefiting the world. It might benefit the ego of Donald
Sometimes
Trump.
I chant Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga.
Same thing. Lady Gaga, we can go gaga over chanting Lady Gaga, but we're not going to get any real benefit. The only benefit is that her ego might be, pumped up a little bit.
So chanting is a method to free your mind.
Yes, still the mind, cleanse the consciousness, cleanse the mind. Cheto darpana marjanam. The sound vibration cleanses the dust which is on the heart, within the mind. That's accumulated for many, many lifetimes. Different conditionings such as I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm black, I'm white, I'm young, I'm old, American, I'm Canadian. These are all temporary designations that when we chant, it actually frees us from these false designations and allows us to understand our real identity as an eternal spiritual being.
And Lizelle, what's your experience with chanting?
Well, for me, when I chant Hare Krishna at a singing, dancing gathering, while chanting, I feel, yes, there is very special presence that I feel can take over me, and I guess there's more peace and more calm, a feeling of grace, and more connected to my source when I chant. So I think there's something also, like you say, is beyond the words. It's more like a spiritual feeling, that I get connected to when I chant Hare Krishna specifically. Yeah, I feel like it's very powerful.
The chanting actually penetrates all the material coverings and goes straight to the soul. The soul needs nourishment, just as the body and the mind needs nourishment. The soul needs nourishment, and the soul is spiritual, it's transcendental, and the sound vibration of Hare Krishna is also transcendental, and that actually nourishes the soul. And the soul is the root of our existence. As long as there's a soul present in the body, there's life. When there's no soul, there's no more life, because the soul is what animates. That's what we are and who we are. So we have to keep our soul nourished. When the soul is nourished, then the body and mind are also in balance. Just as if the root of the tree is nourished, the whole tree gets nourished. If the soul is nourished, the whole being gets nourished.
So chanting is a way to transcend your material body.
Yes, transcend. In other words, eventually come to understand that we're not this temporary body.
It frees your mind, it transcends your body, and once you achieve that transcendent status, you feel happy all the time. And when you're happy all the time, lots of good things start happening to you.
By nature, as a spirit soul, we are enjoyers. Ananda Maya Vyasa. That's our constitution, to enjoy. And when we connect with the transcendental realm, then we actually feel real happiness. Not the temporary happiness that we experience from the day-to-day sensual platform or the mental or intellectual platform, but we actually experience spiritual happiness, which is our real identity, so which is real permanent happiness.
I'll share a little bit of my experience. Before I start doing lots of Hare Krishna chanting, I was doing a lot of meditation. And with meditation, I use this high-tech tool. So this is EEG headset with wireless Bluetooth. You can link this up with your iPad, iPhone, Android, any tablet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can actually monitor how well you meditate. Because every time when we are thinking, our brain produces electricity. And these are electrodes, they pick up your signal. So I've been using it for about 1 year. And for the first 7 months, I was struggling, right? My meditation score is only about 20-30% most of the time. And occasionally I can reach 70%, 80%. The highest I got was 83% meditation score.
Sounds pretty good.
And this one you can buy from Amazon or any Best Buy. It's a scientific proven method to see how well you meditate. So about 3 months ago, I started using the mantra method, which is chanting, not Donald Trump, not Lady Gaga, but the official one. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Lama, Hare Lama, 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 Hare Hare. I also got the beats. So I use this to track how many rounds I do. Yeah, so each one is 108 times, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So after I start using this method, and I was like, oh my God, I'm at 97%. How is it possible? And I was like, wow, I constantly reaching over 90% of calm score. I was like, maybe this is broken. Maybe it's some banana I ate, or maybe no. Then I realized, this mantra is so powerful. It instantly, your mind is free, and everything becomes so much better, and I become happy. I become more joyful.
That's quite a testimony. I know devotees, myself included, that for decades have been chanting this mantra, and they never get tired of it. Whereas if you were going to chant Lady Gaga, you would actually get tired. You couldn't chant it for very long. But because it's transcendental sound vibration, it's a permanent, eternal sound vibration. Everything material has a designated longevity. It comes into existence, stays for some time, and then it disappears. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter, and including sound vibration. But this sound is a permanent, eternal sound. So when you chant it, you never feel any kind of lack of boredom. And the more you chant, the more you want to chant. The more satisfaction, the more happiness.
And once again, how is Bhakti Yoga, chanting, and Bhagavad Gita all related?
Well,
Or sync as one?
the Bhagavad Gita and other transcendental literatures, it's a guidebook to give you the process of executing the process of devotional service. That's Bhakti Yoga. And the chanting is one of the processes or procedures of executing devotional service. Because when we're chanting, we're actually connecting with God, with the Supreme Being. And the whole idea of yoga Yoga means to yoke or to link, and ultimately you want to link the individual soul with the Supreme Being in an exchange of love and devotion, or bhakti. So bhakti yoga is the most sublime method of yoga, and at the same time it's also the easiest because it's recommended. The chanting is a recommended process for this age of lack of spiritual interest.
And kirtan is chanting plus the beautiful music.
Yes.
And in a group.
There are different types of chanting. Kirtan is loud chanting, and generally with accompaniment, musical accompaniment. And if you do it in a group, it's called sankirtan, together chanting. And then there's more of a meditational type of chanting, where you do it privately and focusing your mind on the holy name, and not that you don't when you're doing it congregationally, but
with
it's a different style. You can open the eyes, you can close the eyes. The idea is to not let the senses have a tendency to pull the mind in different directions. So whatever helps you to focus on chanting the holy name or chanting the mantra.
And is it better to chant out loud or just chant silent in your head?
It's better to chant audibly. Audibly. You can chant it louder, but at the same time, if you're in an area where you're chanting loudly in a public, it may not be looked upon very favorably. So, but you want to chant it audibly, so you can hear it very clearly, so you can engage more of the senses, the ear and the tongue.
And Lucille, what's your favorite way to chant?
I like to chant while I am dancing. So yeah, just so I could feel the energy come through my body and just move with the energy all throughout body and mind and spirit. So.
Actually, it's the Sankirtan, or the congregational collective, there's more potency. There's more potency to chant.
Yeah, when the drum is going on, you feel so much power.
Yes.
Yeah.
But chanting is something that you can do all the time, which is quite nice. In other words, you can always be in a meditative state.
Now I do when I'm driving, or when I'm using computer. There's a YouTube video, right, with Srila Prabhupada chanting for 10 hours. So whenever I'm on computer, I hook my ear on the Hare Krishna chanting, and I just become so productive. Like my mind is clear, I can do things much faster. And there's another great benefit I like to share, which is I found, right, surprisingly well. Like when you are working, sometimes with co-workers, sometimes with colleagues, sometimes is customer, right? I noticed there are some people carry around their negative energy, and then they will spit that at you, and if you don't know how to chant, right, this will bother you for like 2-3 hours. You'll be like, wow, I did right? But now, whenever that's happening, I just Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, and instantly they vaporize in the thin air.
Another benefit from chanting is that you don't become less conscious or less incapable of whatever your particular activity is doing, but actually become more, your intelligence becomes sharper, and you become more effective in anything that you do. Another aspect is, we know from Bhagavad Gita that Krishna is actually time. It's another aspect of God, time. Time and tide wait for no one. But our time, our use of time becomes more effective. We get more things done within a time when we're actually chanting. Because chanting is we're giving something to Krishna, and Krishna in return gives something back in the form of himself, and one of the things that he gives back is time. So you become much more effective with time management.
That's very true. It makes when you clean our thoughts, we become more productive, and we can get rid of all the negative influence around us. Because there are a lot of unhappy people. There are a lot of critical people, and when we walk, when we on the street, it's like dog barking at you. We chanting, you enter this peacefulness.
You're able to focus on your mission.
Exactly.
A good example is Bhaktivedanta Swami when it comes to time management. People who are studying his life, the short time that he established his mission from 1966 to 1977, he had traveled the globe 14 times, had opened centers all over the world, was managing a worldwide society, was writing no less than a dozen letters a day. This was before computers and internet and Facebook. Managing and organizing his meeting. He was meeting with constantly meeting people on a daily basis, and on top of that he produced 80 books. Wow. Big books
Yeah.
such as Bhagavad Gita, as it is. And from a material point of view, it's humanly impossible. But because he was giving so much to Krishna, Krishna reciprocated and allowed him to accomplish so much.
Also, I think we have too many thoughts, right? Like 36,000 different thoughts a day. And a lot of them is just gibberish, garbage, and negative stuff. Through chanting, it does clean up our mind, kind of like a computer system, right? Once you get all the garbage removed, you become so sharp, so laser focused. You'll be 100 times more productive and more creative.
Yeah, it's kind of like cleaning out your cache in your mind, and also defragmenting your mind. You know, things are over here, things are over there. It puts everything into perspective. And these are just side benefits. That's not the ultimate purpose. Those are just, you know, some byproducts. Liberation is a byproduct.
And Lizelle, you have anything else to add?
No, I think you guys pretty much covered it all for me. Yeah, tons of questions and information. Yeah.
Okay, so we are at the end of our show, and thank you for watching our program. Please press the like button on the YouTube, and if you can, email this, share with your friend, or share on your Facebook. And thank you very much. We'll see you very soon again.
Thank you.